I forgot I got to put my green screen up. Please forgive me. I got to put up my green screen. Be patient with me, y'all. Got to put my green screen because it's backwards. We put this green screen up. Be patient with me. Be patient with me, y'all. Be patient. Be patient and put this green screen up. All right, there we go. There we go. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the inconvenience. I had to put up the green screen. Please forgive me. I had to put up the green screen. As you enter the building, go hit up the chat. Let me know you're in the house. As you enter the building, hit up the chat. Let me know you're in the house. As you enter the building, go hit up the chat. Let me know you're in the building. As you enter this live. Hey, Valerie, welcome to the live. I had to put up the green screen because my banner was showing backwards. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. As always, every day above ground for me is a good day. I had a good day. It was exhausting, but I'm back here, man. I'm back here ready to make this happen. Thank y'all for the continued support. Thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day, Valerie. Hope you're having a good day. Hope y'all having a good day. Hope y'all having a good day. Holiday was good. I just chilled with the family for the most part. I ain't do much. Kicked back, ate good. We ain't do nothing major. Just enjoyed the family. That was about it. Just enjoyed the family. That was about it. Let me see something here. Let me see something. Put that down some. Let's see if I can put this up. Yeah, I need it like that. That's what I needed like. I need it like that. Yeah, yeah. Looking good, looking good. That's how I need it, looking good. Yeah, I ain't do much. I just, chill with the family. I ain't do much on the holiday. I was trying to give people more time to get in the building, trying to give people more time to get into the building. And I thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you enter the building, go ahead up the chat. Let me know you're in the house. As you enter the building, go ahead up the chat. Let me know you're in the building. I want to thank y'all, man, for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, it was just a few things going on. Trump has pardoned somebody else. He pardoned another sheriff. Trump pardoned a sheriff. This particular sheriff, they said he was convicted of fraud and bribery. And that's kind of surprising because how President Trump and Elon Musk said they're really against fraud, waste, and all that stuff. That's a big deal. They've been firing jobs and, dismantling America, our government, because they're against fraud and waste. But he just pardoned this guy who's a big supporter of him, by the way. A sheriff was convicted only last year. I think they said he had, what, 10 years? And President Trump has pardoned him already. Valerie, can you hear me good? Are you able to hear me good out there? Are y'all able to hear me good? Let me see. Let's see. Also with the thing in New Orleans, say hearing you well. Thank you. Also in New Orleans, they had 10 prisoners who escaped. Well, they're down to the last two. They have captured 8, and then they locked up a host of other people that was helping them. The maintenance man got locked up, a couple females and a couple dudes. So, if somebody break out, man, if you do anything to help them, just understand that you can be charged. So be careful. We had another escape in Arkansas. I think he was a sheriff. Man, he walked out of the jail with an officer uniform on. That's crazy, man. So I don't know if you've been hearing about this kind of stuff, Valerie, or not, but that's just one of the couple of things that I wanted to bring to the table today. I was hoping some of the people from yesterday can come, so if they want to continue their, discussion, they're more than welcome. Just thinking about this big, beautiful bill, it's like it's really one big nightmare. Trump's big, beautiful bill is ultimately one big nightmare, at least to the American people, maybe not to him. And even whether you're a MAGA or you're a regular Republican or Democrat or independent, this bill will affect you. Why? Because it's going to affect things like Medicaid, SNAP, which is really food stamps, is the updated version of food stamps. It's going to affect all of that. And that's the thing. As you enter the building, man, hit up the chat and let me know you in the building. This is Mark B's Perspective, where we talk about a host of different things, man. And to my day ones and those who continue to support me, I want to say thank you, man, for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you enter the building, go ahead up the chat. Let me know you in the building. As you enter this live, hit up the chat. Let me know you in the building. As you enter the live, hit up the chat and let me know you're in the building. As I say, I thank y'all, man, for the continued support. I thank y'all. I thank y'all. I thank y'all. One of the things I wanted to bring to the table today was that Trump again has pardoned a sheriff. And the thing about this, what hit me is he pardoned this guy who was convicted of fraud and bribery. And him and Elon Musk was there against fraud, waste, and all that. They hate that. They want to get rid of fraud and waste. But he pardoned the sheriff. And mind you, this particular sheriff is a strong supporter of Trump. And then one of the administrators tweeted out this: "No MAGA left behind." He tweeted out, "No MAGA left behind." So that's how we doing it nowadays. We got a president that's just going, look out for people that he care about. Valerie said they voted for him so he could do what he is doing. Yeah, and that's one of the realities, man, that we're going to have to swallow for the next 4 years. It is what it is. And there's really nothing that can be done. People can, fight back, as people been doing. Bernie Sanders been going around the country, him and AOC. There's been a lot of rulings that Trump has been losing, but a lot of them rulings be like temporarily. One of the rulings was even with Kilmar Garcia, the Supreme Court told them to facilitate his return, and we still don't see him yet. That man messed around and died over there in that prison, man, in El Salvador. So, that's what's going on, man. As I said, the New Orleans, them 10 jokers that escaped out in New Orleans, they got 8 of them so far. It's still 2 on the run. And my main thing was, even when that first happened, was that I was hoping that they didn't harm the prosecutors or any witnesses or anybody for that matter, because the prosecutors said that they was concerned for their lives. Valerie said El Salvador doesn't have to send them back. Yeah, but this is the only thing with that, Valerie. Trump has the power to pick up the phone, call them, listen, man, just bring him back, and they would do it. Trump has that power, but the thing is, he don't want to do it, you know. So that's where we at. But thank you for sharing that. You said El Salvador doesn't have to send them back. You're right. You most definitely right about that. But my thing is just looking at the humanistic side. That man's a human being with a real wife and children who got to suffer without him because they needed his income. He was a hard-working construction worker. So that was the thing with that. But dealing with them inmates from that New Orleans jail, dealing with them inmates at that New Orleans jail, man, is crazy, because 10 people got out at one time. That could have really went left. Thank God it didn't. Everybody was safe. So that's a good thing. But they captured 8 of them. There's only 2 remaining. They captured 8 of those individuals, and there's only 2 remaining. And I also saw on the news that a sheriff in, what was it, Arkansas, man, this man walked out the prison with a fake uniform. Well, the uniform might have been real, but somebody gave him a uniform. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, Valerie, make sure you share this live. Share the live. Share the live. Make sure you like the video. If you have not done it, make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to this live. This Mark B's Perspective, where I talk about a host of different topics, man, from anything from government to, like P. Diddy on trial now. That's a big thing. There's a lot going on. Valerie said there's no telling where the sheriff is. And Valerie, you are right. Because he might have a plan. He might have more connections than the average person. He got that uniform from somebody. So there's no telling what's going on with that. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. There's no telling where he at. He older. He not trying to go back in. So he gonna run for his life. But did you hear about that story though, Valerie? You aware of that story? And that's basically what's going on right now. As I told y'all, Trump is pardoning a sheriff. Valerie said, yeah, she know about that story. Yeah, because it's been all over the news. I figured you would know about it. But Trump just pardoned this sheriff now. And this sheriff was convicted of fraud and bribery. And it's so ironic because Trump been so hard on fraud, waste, and all that, and cutting jobs with the government. And he want to get rid of fraud, but you pardon somebody who was convicted of fraud. And then they tweeted out later, it wasn't Trump that tweeted it out, somebody else tweeted it out, no MAGA left behind. Wow. He said, no MAGA left behind. That's something, man. That's something. So if you're a MAGA, I guess he got your back, so I wouldn't go out there and do nothing crazy if I was y'all, but I'm just saying he more likely to help somebody. He's not going to help somebody that don't openly disagree with him. He's not going to help somebody that openly disagrees with him, but somebody who agrees with him and be his trumpet, he's more likely to help them, out of their situation. What's your thoughts on that, man? Y'all think that's cool that he pardoned this man, this sheriff who was convicted of fraud and bribery? Is that a good look for him? And I know he don't care about looks. He gonna do what he doing. That's why right now he's filling up the pockets of himself, his family, and his billionaire buddies, because he really don't care. And then even when he gave that lady $5 million that was killed during the riots, during the insurrection, he gave $5 million. And we talks about waste and fraud, and everybody come on here, they're against waste and fraud. But he used this money, taxpayer money, to pay this lady. And nobody's even upset about it. Nobody's even upset about it. None of this actually surprises me. It just coming to fruition, some stuff that already known. It's like none of this don't surprise me at all with everything that's going on with this Trump administration. It does not surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all. Let me see. Okay. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. Be patient with me, y'all. Let me fix this. Yeah, none of this surprises me, man. It's just coming to fruition, everything that's going on under the Trump administration, man. Nothing that's going on surprises me. It's just for the world to see, you know. And we do hope things, you know, you want to be hopeful and think about the good. So I do hope that things get better. Make sure y'all hit up the chat as you enter this live. If you have not done it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We just talk about different topics. Today I was talking about, you know, Trump had pardoned a sheriff who was convicted of fraud and bribery. And it's crazy because that's been the motto. Even MAGA and all the Republicans have been saying, we're against fraud and waste. But here we got a sheriff who was convicted of fraud and bribery, and Trump pardons him. But I know y'all can guess, this sheriff is a strong and have been a strong supporter of President Trump. Ray said that's very hypocritical. That's the issue. But no, it's nothing nobody can say. It's nothing nobody can do. Valerie says, sounds like a bait and switch to me. It is. And then somebody had a nerve to tweet out, no MAGA left behind. See, he's a strong follower of Trump. Ray said, that's definitely not draining the swamp. It ain't about draining the swamp. And I've been telling people that for the longest, man. This here, to me, and this is only my perspective. Everybody got their own perspective. This is not about draining the swamp. It's about filling these pockets up. It's about filling these. That's why Elon Musk made that $250 million investment. I call it an investment. When he gave money for Trump's campaign, he gave $250 million. It was about this money grab. And that's what's been going on. Every time President Trump go to golf, it's taxpayers' money. He charged the government to golf on his own resort. President Trump charges the government when he golfs on his own. They get a bill for that. So this is, to me, this is a big money grab. Elon Musk is getting all kind of government contracts. These billionaires are going to get big tax breaks. And that's the thing with this big, beautiful bill, which I call a big nightmare. That's what it's going to be to some of these poor people who depend on Medicaid and Medicare and food stamps or SNAP, whatever you want to call it. These different things are going to be cut, man. So that's what we're dealing with right now. So it passed the House, and they had to go back a couple of times because they really didn't want to. Valerie said, did you expect anything else from the current administration? Very good, Valerie. No, I did not. I did not. Even during the campaign, you had different people talking. They was talking about Project 2025. Even Kamala Harris was saying, this is what he's going to do. She laid out the map, and everything she said is coming to pass now. So to answer your question, Valerie, I didn't think that. You said, did I expect anything else? No, It said the thing is, what do we, the people, do to survive this? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. It's several things, and I think it should include us spending less. You know, don't spend our dollars with everybody. Spend less for one. I think that's the main key. Spend less, and then also be selective who we spend our money with. Randy said, here's a $1 million question. Let me get back to you, Randy. You went too fast. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. 26, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Thank you, man. You probably need to take that to the church. We're just having a different discussion, but I appreciate that, man. And it sounds like you're a fervent believer. I appreciate that, Randy. That was some good stuff. You probably want to take that to Trump, man. Trump and his administration. That would be a good message for this current administration, man. So make sure you get that some kind of way, trickle it up, go to your local councilmen and representatives, and see if we can get that message to Trump. That's a great message. Thank you, Randy. But try to get it to Trump, though, because I think he really needs it. Randy said John 11:25-26. Randy said, okay, love you, bro. Thanks for reading that. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate that. Anything positive. That's what we're about over here. Anything positive that can help somebody. That's what we're about. It's about helping people, man, not kicking people when they down. But it seems like this current administration is like they got it out for the less fortunate. And they benefiting themselves from all kind of programs. But they want to take the little bit that the average American has. You know, looking at programs like Social Security, looking at programs like Medicaid, SNAP, which is food stamps. These are programs that help people out, man. We should not be looking at tax cuts for billionaires. We should not be investing in tax breaks for billionaires. Let the billionaires pay their fair share because they use services in the country just like everybody else. So my thing is that they could have came up with other other situations instead of kicking people while they down, blaming the poor people for everything. But yet you want to give tax breaks to the billionaires. That will be the downfall of America. Ray said we should be stopping all of the corporate welfare. Yeah, because that's corporate welfare. Right, that's what they getting. And this is another thing. You know, when I share with people, I said, well, Donald Trump had several bankruptcies. He filed for several bankruptcies. That's corporate welfare. These are benefits for these rich people to get out of his debt that he was in. But you would look at somebody getting Social Security. How much they getting a day? They said $35 certain dollars a day. We looking at them and mad at them and blaming them, which is crazy. But thank you, Ray, for sharing that. Valerie said, so tell me, Mark, what have you started or continue to do to help people? Good question, Valerie. Can you answer that? The billionaires get help and don't need it. Right. I agree with you, Valerie, on that. I think, because I did my share of working with troubled youth and teenagers and trying to help them and prevent them from going to prisons and stuff like that. Ray said, this stream. Exactly. Yeah, that too. Valerie said, let me read what. Valerie, it cut off. Put it back on. You was going to say, uh-oh. Y'all forgive me, man. Forgive me. Little technical difficulties. Okay, so Ray said this stream is something. And yeah, we can say that. But, I actually dealt with and worked with troubled teenagers. That's what I was doing at one time. You say you asked me the same question I asked you. I just told you you didn't hear me. Work with troubled teenagers, those who were hidden in the direction of prison. And I was also at a youth facility as well. So in the community, I was working with, troubled teenagers, man, to prevent them from coming. But in a facility, I was working with them in the facility. So go ahead and share your thing. Valerie, your turn. Go and share your thing. I just told you what I did. Were you just asking a question or did you really want to know? Ray said, please do share. Also, Ray, let me show you this too. It's gonna show up backwards because I ain't on my other system, but that's okay. This is called 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. I don't know if I told you about that or not, but that's the story of how my family wasted 100 years in prison collectively. Just me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins. And then my goal or my journey is to end that cycle. It said Brunson's have worked with the community, policymakers, youth, veterans for over 30 years. Yeah, I was working with the judges and all that. You know, when you call it reentry programs and all that. But it ain't about that. Right now, we're under a crisis under this administration. So you have done a lot of stuff, but right now we got somebody who I feel like is like an oligarchy running. It's supposed to be a democracy, and some people say it's not a democracy; it's a republic. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Let's say it's a republic, but he's running it like an oligarchy, a dictatorship, authoritarian, a totalitarian. That's how the current administration. So we got to navigate through all that. Ray said, I've done nothing but take care of my children. Man, that's what you mean, nothing but. That's a plus. Ray, good job. Congratulations, man. We need more fathers like you. So Ray said, I've done nothing but take care of my children. That's a great thing, right? Because we do not want to lose them to the streets. Ray said, put the title in the chat. Man, see, I'm on my phone and like when I'm in the system, I know how to do that. But through this, I can't really put it. But I'm gonna get it to you. This is what you do. Like after this live, leave a chat on my video. That will give me a stream to go back to you, and then I'll put the title in there for you. You hear me, Ray? Valerie said, "That's right. Take care." This is what Valerie said. That's right, Ray. Take care of them kids, man. Listen, man, that's honorable. That's a great job. That's what we got to do because in a lot of instances, I don't want to bash on my peoples, but especially us, man, our people, fathers have been taken out the home. Part of that was by plan and by design, but that's time for another show, man. That's a whole nother show. But Ray, we appreciate you being there. I don't know if you and the mother are together or not, but you're doing a great job. Listen, make sure y'all stay hydrated. Put some fluids in your body. It don't matter to me what you're drinking, but I got that good H2O. Stay hydrated, man. But Ray, you're doing a good job. Valerie, you're doing a good job. Respect to you, especially when you're working with the veterans. We can't forget our veterans. It was just Memorial Day. So we got to remember them. Those are individuals who sacrificed their life. So thank you, Valerie. You're doing excellent work. My fight continues, man. It don't never stop. And I know same thing with y'all fight continues. Thank you. That's some good stuff. As you enter this live, go ahead up the chat. As you enter this live, hit up the chat. Let me know you're in the building. If you have not done it, take a look at my channel. If you think it's for you, because it might not be for everybody. Go and subscribe to my channel, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the continued support. As I was talking about earlier, the 10 inmates who escaped from the New Orleans jail. They captured 8 of them so far. So we do still got 2 left. One of my concerns was that I was hoping that them 10 people didn't get out and kill or hurt a lot of people. And by the grace of God, it didn't happen. But we still got two more individuals that they got to capture, man. You know, because they can run into somebody who testified against them. They can run into a prosecutor. So they need to go ahead and catch, you know, these individuals. Valerie said, if we don't learn some lessons from the things going on, we might not last. Yeah, I think we got to learn some tough lessons. And one of the things that I say is, excuse me, spend your money wisely. I think we was really lax. People just spending anything, just balling out. I think we got to learn to spend wisely, and then be selective who you spend your money with. Ray said, I think the sheriff escaping is a bigger threat to the public. Oh yeah, let me get back on that. Yeah, thank you, Ray, for sharing that. So we got the other case in Arkansas. This sheriff, he's facing a lot of time too. I think he's facing 30 years to life or something like that. He was given a uniform. He got a uniform from somebody and basically walked out. They got the video of him walking out the facility. Ray said, this man is a threat and it's dangerous. Even though he's old, I have to agree with you, Ray. This man is a threat. He is a danger. Plus, he got a plan. He probably got a halfway plan, and he don't want to go back. So there's no telling what he might do. So yes, thank you for sharing that. Valerie said that sheriff is dangerous off rip. Thank you, Valerie. Valerie agrees, said, and not only that, because of his training, his resources, and his access. You know, he probably got some weapons somewhere. So yes, the sheriff is a threat. They got to get him too. My fault. But I was just talking about that one story. I was going to get back to this, but thank y'all for bringing that up. That sheriff is dangerous, and he probably not even in Arkansas. Maybe he still is in Arkansas. I don't know, but he can be anywhere. So yeah, and he not trying to go back. That man ain't escaping for nothing. He not trying to be locked up. So yeah, he should be considered armed and dangerous. Thank y'all for sharing that. Thank y'all for sharing that. And then, you know, the other story, as I brought up, man, Trump just, how do you feel about the big, Calvin 56 said, how do you feel about the big, beautiful bill? The big, beautiful. It's a nightmare, Calvin. It said that bill is a nightmare. It's a whole lot of stuff in it. They pushed it through they pushed it through the House, right? It was 6 people at first. They're like, no, we're not accepting that. 6 Republicans, because the Democrats ain't going for that. So 6 Republicans, 5 or 6, they voted against it. So they got to talking to them. Ain't no talk. Listen, man, y'all got to vote for it. So they Sunday night, it was like one was the last Sunday, they voted to keep the bill alive. And then a couple of days, I think on a Tuesday, they voted for it to pass in the House. But now it's going to have more challenges in the Senate. So I do not support that big, beautiful bill. It's like taking from the poor and giving to the rich. That's what that bill is. Also in the bill, Trump going to have the authority to take, like any organization, to take their exempt status. Right now, I got to go through the IRS. In the bill, it will go through the Treasury, who's up under Trump. So like with Harvard, he would be able to easily take their exempt status and basically shut them down, because that's what Trump trying to do with Harvard anyway. Man, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the big, beautiful bill. Let me tell you this, Calvin, because I know people looking at, well, he say he's not going to tax tips and he's not going to tax overtime. But let me tell you all this, that's temporarily. Let me go back. Valerie says something. Valerie said that sheriff somewhere off grid. Ray said, I think that this is business as usual. Yeah. Calvin said, I hope our senators do the right thing and vote it down. Though I'm very concerned it'll pass given all the Scoffers in office. God first said, thank the Lord that we do not get. Okay. Thank you. Okay. You say that. I feel otherwise, but we ain't mad at you for saying that, man. But right now, are you God first? Are you in agreement with everything that Trump got going on, sir? Jacobson said Kamala wouldn't have been great, but Trump's a hell of a lot worse. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you. I ain't even have to say nothing to him. Appreciate that. Is that Jaden Snipes? Jaden Snipes. What's up, Mark? What's the topic today, my G? Man, first we talked about a couple things. We talked about the escape, the ones that escaped from New Orleans, the 10 people, where they caught 8 of them. It's still too loose. But now we got a sheriff that didn't escape in Arkansas. That man walked out the prison. We got a sheriff who walked out the prison in Arkansas. Let me get some of these comments. Okay. Bribery said only became an issue when the descendants of slaves, hold on, wanted the same entitlements. It only became an issue when the descendants of slaves wanted the same entitlements. Yeah, well, elaborate, Ray. I'm with you on that. Jana Snipes said, what you going to have for dinner tonight, man? I think I got some chicken legs and some cheese piece of sticks that I had already. What about you? Ray, let us know what's going on. You said it only became an issue when the descendants of slaves wanted the same entitlements. That's in reference to what though, Ray? Help me out. Sounds like something that I read about as a youth, shutting down the agencies that are vital, education services, health by wealth, Kennedy, etc. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is bad. James Knight said, oh, heck, yes, brother. I'm going to have tacos. Man, that's what I need. I love some tacos. I don't like to have them every now and then. I like to build it up and have that taste for the tacos. God first said, what people cannot see is this country is already under judgment. Yeah, some people say that the world is under judgment if you're talking about scripture. So, yeah, I agree with you, God first. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, God first. The blind cannot see. We all blind to some extent. Bribery said the government gave property. Yeah, you're right. The government gave property and paid to teach them agriculture. They ain't give us nothing, and guess what? We still standing, man. That's a testament to us and our resilience, man, and never giving up. So that's a testament, yeah. But they ain't give us nothing. They're supposed to give us 40 acres and a mule. They agreed to it, and then they said, nah, we ain't giving them nothing. Jaden Snipes said, your vibes are so good, man. I'm going to drop a sub. Appreciate you, Jaden Snipes. You're a king. Yes, sir. You're a king also, man. And when we say stuff like king, we don't mean in the sense of ruling. We mean it like on the level of a grown man, being responsible, mature, not hating nobody. Ray said, reparations for abolition. Yeah. We know we owe, man. We owed a whole lot. But if you bring that up, somebody going to say, he crying. Ray crying. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to do us like that. But the Jews got paid. Everybody get money. A whole bunch of people got money but us. Okay. Got you. He said, call him JP. All right, JP. Now I know. I couldn't have guessed it, but now I know. I'll call you JP. Cowman 50 said, how do you feel about the push for the 10 Commandments in Texas schools? See, this is the thing, right? I don't mind none of that, but just don't abuse it, because listen to this. What about if you get a Jewish person, or if let's say you get a Muslim in that school? Would that student be ostracized? So we want to teach that which is right. But in that Texas school, like, how are they going to use it? See, it becomes an issue when you get one student that really don't practice that like that. Now he or she is going to be ostracized and looked at crazy. Ray said, all of a sudden, welfare is a bad thing. See, that's what I'm saying. all of a sudden. And you go through history, like they was helping, like, white women when their husbands were in the military initially, right? And then when they started helping us, it's a bad thing. Yeah, thank you, Ray Ray. God first said, what can I see? God first said, what I can see is the people that comment are living according to their flesh. We all live into the flesh to some degree, man. Don't. I appreciate you, but we don't. See, we do that as Christians. Some people do that as Christians, want to be holier than thou and say, everybody's else in the flesh. Man, we all in this together. We all trying to survive in this world together. JP said, exactly, man, exactly. Ray, no, the slave owners got paid. And that's a crazy thing, man. Ray, that's facts. They paid the slave owners for the money that they lost. Man, this is crazy, man. Let me read Ray comment, though. Ray said, no, the slave owners got paid compensations for the slaves being freed. That's a fact. But they don't talk about that much. We're not even supposed to know that. Everyone ate off the black man and woman. And guess what? They're not done with us yet. They try to divide us, divide and conquer us, take the man out of the house. But at the same time, when they was helping and assisting white people, they assisted the entire family. When it came to us, they made rules like if you was in a project, the husband couldn't be there or the dad couldn't be there. And then they put us on child support. And when you couldn't pay it, they locked us up. So they did a thing to us. God first said, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the boastful pride of life is all this world has to offer. And we seeing it big time through Trump, though, don't you? That's all. Everything with Trump is the big beautiful. And he don't deal with reality. Valerie said there's supposed to be separation of state and God. Thank you, Valerie. No matter what, anybody can have them. If you're about that life, you'll have them in your heart and you walk that walk. But you don't have to put it on everybody because people are different. Thank you for sharing that. So that was in response to the guy saying bringing the 10 Commandments into the Texas school. God first said we are not all children of God. Okay, even if that is true, God first, I don't know who is and who ain't, and you don't know who is and who ain't, right? Only the Most High God know who is, if that's the case. According to what you're saying, everybody's not God's children, right? Who do you know? Because you can't just say, well, the people that go to church is God's children. No, because anybody can disguise and hide, be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Calvin said, are you serious? I didn't know slave owners got compensation. He said, that's terrible. Yeah, they did, man. Bribery said, how many black women died? Oh, yeah. Cruel, horrific deaths. So gynecologist doctors can exist today. Man, listen, man. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Yeah, it's been a whole bunch of stuff. But when we talk about them type of facts, people will say, he's complaining, he's crying, Thank you for sharing that. Valerie said Valerie, to you, God first. Valerie says, we all are children of God. If not, there are no children. There are no children of God, for real. Valerie said, Ray, facts. God first said the separation of church and state is not in the Constitution. Where is it at then? It's somewhere. See, I didn't come prepared for that, but I get it and I have it for you when I come back tomorrow. Where is it, God first? God first said a tree is known by its fruits. That's how I know. You don't know what they do in secret, so you still can't judge somebody because you only judge it from the exterior. The God judged the inside, man. Bribery said, you don't even know what that means. God first. Yeah, we got to stop with this, man. Because the one you saying who ain't, he might be. Just take God first. Let me tell you this, God first. Just according to you, according to the scripture, let's go to the Bible. When Jesus was on the cross, right? He had a thief and a murderer, right? Both of them was no good according to you. But Jesus told the one, tonight you'll be in paradise with me. So we can't judge. You don't never know. Somebody can repent at the last second. You're not well read, and it's a sin to lead people and not know where you're going. Thank you. God first said, without holiness, no one will see the Lord. See, now you bringing religion in, man. I appreciate your feedback, but that ain't where we at right now. We try to deal with, as you say, we dealing with some carnal stuff right now. We dealing with the world. We trying to navigate through the world. And there's no knock against you, man. Continue to save people and do all the good that you're doing. Valerie said, God first. If that's the case, hold on. Let me go back to Valerie. Valerie said, if that's the case, black people are the tree and we were here first. Okay. Bribery said that the delegation of church and state is a legal issue. Thank you. God first said, because the one on the right humble himself. Okay, but you wouldn't have knew that. You see what I'm saying? That was only between Jesus and the man, and another man probably heard the conversation. All I'm saying is stop judging from the outside, man. Because everybody knew that man was probably saying he's a dirty, low down, rotten scoundrel, and there's no way he's going to make it to heaven. Kalman said, it is in the Constitution. Congress shall pass no law. Thank you, thank you. You're the savior. Kalman, you did subscribe, didn't you, sir? We need you. He said, it is in the Constitution. And what it says is, Congress shall pass no law respecting a religion or establishment. Did you get that, God first? God first said that's nonsense. Okay, God first. Dr. J, you right on time. Welcome, man. Welcome, Dr. J. And I want to tell everybody, Dr. J is a content creator. She got a channel. She do lives a couple times a day. Make sure, first of all, she's an educator. She got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. Thank you, Dr. J. Dr. J says, happy Tuesday. Make sure y'all support Dr. J's channel. So right now, Dr. J, some kind of way it turned to a religious conversation. This guy said that people are carnal and sin, they living by the flesh, and we was trying to keep it separate, but his name is God First. You probably hear you probably hear his chat, you probably check him out in the chat, but that's not the conversation we started, but that's where we was at. But thank you, Dr. J, for coming through. Ray said, don't let him pivot your topics. Thank you. What we're talking about, actually, what I'm talking about, I came to talk about, we had, I don't know, what is this? God First. There go God First. I'm talking about something else, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to read this conversation, then we're moving on. God First said, Jesus said, who is your mother or brother? I'm familiar with that. He pointed to his followers and said, these are my brothers, sisters, and mothers. Got you. Dr. J said, hey, Valerie, my friend, told you more, I had things moving over here. Yeah, but initially I came and I wanted to share that Trump has pardoned a sheriff. And the thing about it, Trump and them is big on that waste and fraud. This particular sheriff that Trump has just pardoned was convicted of fraud and bribery. And that's I'm like, hold on. Trump and them is against that. But then I'm thinking, well, they're just hypocritical. And somebody from the administration tweeted, no MAGA left behind, because this particular sheriff is a big Trump supporter. So that's the game they playing. Any of their people, they're going to go get out. So if it's a federal charge. Ray said, good old boys. Exactly. And also, Dr. J, we was talking about the 10, inmates that escaped out of the New Orleans jail. I just want to inform y'all that they caught 8 of them. There's only 2 remaining. They caught 8 of them. There's only 2 remaining. So my hope, and I only usually talk like this, but they need to go ahead and catch them, man, so everybody else can be saved. They need to catch them other 2, man. And then we got another sheriff in Arkansas. This man walked out the jail with a fake, well, not fake uniform. He got a uniform from somewhere and walked out the prison. out of jail in Arkansas. Reverend said he came from that old money and used it as a recourse to circumvent the law. We talking about Trump or the sheriff? Kalman said he's rewarding people. Let me go back. He's rewarding people who are loyal to him. Yeah, that's what he's doing. But I thought he believed in law and order. Reverend said, you're not wrong. Valerie said, you know what? I don't understand people use religion to justify the bad things they do to people in the name of God. I don't respect that at all. See, I don't let that fool me for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I try to be respectful and let him, talk. But I hope that he go and take that message up to Trump or talk to the Trump administration or the MAGA people who really need to hear that. Reverend said the sheriff that got pardoned. Yeah, yeah. And then I told you somebody tweeted out, no MAGA left behind. And they said this guy was always a big supporter of Trump. So that's where the game at. If you want, just like he did with them people who tore our country up, insurrectionists, he pardoned all 1600s of them neo-Nazi, the white supremacists. He pardoned all them, 1600 of them. Law and order doesn't raise political right, right. You're right about that. Ray Ray said law and order doesn't raise political contributions. Kalman said actions speak louder than words. Yeah. Valerie said, I'm not just talking about him. Anyone that does that is sick. Right. But he the one representing that. I'm with you, Valerie. Yeah, anyone. And people, man, people do religion. You got to be, let me just say this, man. You got to watch out for religious folks. Just go to Jim Jones. How Jim Jones got done, what, 900 to 1,000 people to drink that Kool-Aid and they all died because they had cyanide poison in it. That should be an example, man. And there's other examples. So I say don't follow nobody. I don't care if it's a religion. Don't follow nobody blindly. Thank you for sharing that, Valerie. God first said, this is bread and circuses. Okay. I didn't quite understand what you were saying, God first, but we're talking about the stuff that's going on in the country. But I gave you the opportunity to share that. I was trying to tell you nicely that we're moving on. Thank you, man, for bringing the word. We appreciate that, man. Thank you. Ray said, Joe Osteen with the money wrapped up in the dry raw, man, a whole lot of people. Who the other big one? Billy Graham. Didn't he cry and said, Lord, I've sinned? I'm not mocking none of them. Don't be offended, please. Don't be offended, y'all. But a lot of stuff. We got to be careful, man. You got to be careful who you follow, man. Because some people say just follow just because God said. And you got to question, how do I know God said that? So be very careful, man. Don't be misled. People have sexually abused people under that umbrella. We can go to the Catholic Church. I don't want this to appear like I'm badgering anybody. I'm just stating a few facts. That's why I said let's move on to something else. Let me see. Kalman said, how do you feel about him banning trans people from the military? I personally think anyone who wants to defend our country should be able to. Listen, Kalman, I think anybody who want to defend the country should, because this is the thing. Stuff happen in steps. So we ban the trans right first. Then we go to the Latinos. And then we go to, so anybody. I think Bill Clinton, the one had the don't ask, don't tell. So my thing is, those who want to serve, they're not going looking for men. And if they are, it's probably a small percentage. So I don't think that was a big concern as they try to make it out to be, because they can find men right out here in our society. So I don't know what blocking them from the military, but let a war break out. Let a real war break out. They're going to want to accept trans, anybody. So thank you, Kalman, for saying that. Reverend said, TD Jakes, the power button. Yo, leave the Jakester alone, man. Ray Ray said ban them. I respect that either way, but my thing is they can help us, man. Do you know any of them personally, Ray Ray? They can be good people. If we get past what they are, how we feel about them, right? Some of them can be good people, and they won't cross the line because there's enough people out there that willingly do it now on the low. So I hated them at one time when I ain't know no better, especially when I was inside the wall. Don't get in the shower because we showered as a group. I made them wait. The ones that, hey, just hold on. I'll be out in a minute. That's how I did it. But when you get to know them, I still don't participate in none of that stuff. But what I'm saying is you treat them like human beings. And some of them will have your back, man. So I think the military would be good for them. But Ray Ray, I respect what you, I'm not debating you, Ray Ray. I respect where you at. But do you know any of them personally? God first, this is what happened in Rome before it fell. We are seeing the hallmarks of what a fallen society looks like. Valerie said, I used to listen to Osteen until I found out he was fake and wouldn't let them people in when the storm happened. Yeah, he was too good. I don't know if that means he was fake, but nah, he didn't have love for the people. His church was too good for the people. So they had to open up the stadium. And they said a lot of bad stuff went in that stadium, man, because there was so much people in there. Ray said, play pretend at home. Yeah, I got you, Ray Ray. God first said being a trans is not a good person. That's a sinful. Okay, God first. Let me just ask you this. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. Being racist is not a good, you know what I'm saying? Being unfaithful to your spouse is not a good, it's a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Don't just focus on trans. We can all be pointing fingers at each other. You see what I'm saying? Even your secrets. If I don't know if you do or not, you might have some secrets. Ray said, I don't want no woman dragging my body if I get hit. Man, I don't care who grabs my body. Get me to safety, man. Get me to safety, man. Somebody help me out. I saw a video, we was watching the thing, man, and they had the soldier down, and we always hear the stories about nobody left behind. Man, they left the Joker, man. They left somebody, and they found out because it was somebody, some kind of way they had it on video. They left somebody, and I don't think he was dead at that time. He got killed later, but they left him. So get me to safety if you can, man. Sometimes you can because fire's still coming, but get me to safety, man. God first said Joe's Osteen is a false teacher. Okay. Song Jones said wrong. His church was also damaged and flooded as well. That's why he didn't open. Okay. We respect what you're saying, but this is the thing. At that time, it was crucial. People, they could have walked around the flood. They would have still lived in there. I know he had high ground somewhere where people could have stayed at, even with that. But thank you, Song Jones, for saying that. Appreciate that. Emma Murphy said, OMG, he is human. Someone called the news. Emma Murphy said, OMG, he is human. Someone called the news. Who you talking about? Bribery said, it's just me being a large man. I can't see two women being able to drag me and not get shot up. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, listen, man. In a perfect world, let's say this, right? In a perfect world, we don't need none of the wrong, none of the sin. And that's what God first is talking about. But we're not in a perfect world. So we still need to practice love to everybody, though. That's what I'm saying. God first, listen, God first. Can you talk about something else? We got you, man. I'm going to read this. Does God love the so-called trans? Yes, he loved them. He don't love their behavior, but he loved the being. Yeah. You said if they're living in willful sin. All of us, a lot of people living in willful sin. Valerie said Joe Osteen said he thought the carpet would get messed up. Right. Calvin said God loves all. Hate the sinner, not the sin. Hate the sin, not the sinner. I understand what you're saying. You say hate the sinner, not the sin. Hate the sin, not the sinner. Thank you, Calvin. That's what it is. See, we can't separate the two, man. He's like, oops, laugh out loud. Yeah, I fixed it though for you. We hate the sin. We hate the actions, man. But we love the person and in hopes that we can bring them back over, right? God first. There's a separate people for God. Okay, listen, I asked you so many times nicely, man. It was good. We talked about God and we did all that. We understand. But it's somewhere else you can take that message. You know, I'm trying to say it as nicely as I can. I gave you the platform. You talked about God for a good 30 or 40 minutes, man. We thank you. Ray said to you, God first, he said, does God love the people who killed his son? Good question, Ray. Appreciate that. Thank you. That was a good question. But man, we living in a society, man. Got you, Ray. I got you. He rebuked them. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna just give you a little break, man. God first, man. Number love for you though. God first got number love for you though, man. But you know what I'm saying? Number love for God first. And we all appreciated God first. God came here and he showed God first came here and he showed love, but that was enough. Ray, you still in the house, man? Cause he going. Adios. We had to show him some love. Ray said, praise God for the timeout feature. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. But my thing is, I think, no matter what, we should practice love. And don't people misconstrue love. I'm not saying be blind, be a fool, because I love people, but you're not gonna catch me at the racist bonfire. I ain't no fool. Okay? I ain't going fishing in certain places, even though I don't really go fishing like that. I'm just saying, the love I'm talking about is just, love, being aware and treating people right. Not having hate in your heart. Not having hate in your heart. But it seems like this administration, man, hate everybody. They hate Mexicans, especially people that don't agree with them. Anybody who disagree with Trump, you're on the chopping block. So my thing is, man, we need to stop the hate. Because once you start hating people, look at them sideways, it's easy to hurt or kill that person. That's what they did with us, right? 3/5 of a human. And so if they beat us, kill us, it didn't matter what they did to us. They hung us. Reverend said, laugh out loud. That's definitely the case. Calman, rework. Calman, your words were, I think they was blocked. Reword your stuff, man. Okay, there we go. Fastest and praise on minorities of all kinds. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, man, we want to stop it. See what happened in Germany, man. They didn't stop it before it got full-fledged. It's fun. It's fun on its early stages as they out there preaching the hate and doing all that. But you see what happened in Germany, man. They ended up in concentration camps and all that. Ray said, Trump said, anytime you can get revenge, do so. And that's what he's doing. He ain't playing the radio. Anybody that don't agree with him, look at him. He going at the Harvard University, the first university in the United States. He trying to bring them down. He telling them no international students. That will cripple that school. He also want to take the funding. And guess what? This school does a lot of medical research. He don't care nothing about that, man. They research for cancer. They research for diabetes and a lot of other sicknesses. But thank you, Ray. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Yeah, but basically, man, Bribery, you subscribe or you subscribe to the channel? Calvin said, I think he's only going after Harvard because they rejected uh his son, right? It was before that. That's why they rejected him. They like, nah, they after Harvard because Trump gave them a contract and said, you got to avoid your students from protesting with these Palestinians, the rights. Basically, he wanted Harvard to take rights from students, and Harvard's like, nah, we're not doing that, and that's what started this whole thing. Rere said, I want to see Trump recognize Palestine. Ain't gonna happen. Dr. J said, like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. Ray Ray said, yes, I like your style of engagement. Thank you, Ray Ray. Appreciate that. I'm gonna need you on here, man. This one of the mild ones. Sometimes I could take it here. I'm trying not to do that, man. I'm trying to, people don't like when I take it up there, so I'm trying to be nice and happy with him and all nice and fuzzy wuzzy with everybody. It said Harvard is a powerful institution. Yeah, Harvard standing strong too, man. But Trump said he's going to take them billions. And this is money that was already allocated by Congress. And Trump said, nah, we taking that. He wanted to take that tax exempt, but he sucked it. You know how you sick a dog on somebody? He put the IRS on him. But in his big, beautiful bill, Trump will have the authority to take anybody's tax exempt status. Right now, got to go through the IRS. He want to make it where it go through the Treasury. That Treasury is in his pocket. So it'll be just like he got the power. Kalman said the people deserve the right to protest, especially against an apartheid state. Exactly. The thing, they've been saying this for years. They need a two-state policy over in the Gaza Strip. How you gonna have Israel over Palestine and they don't even like each other? I'm saying the people probably do because they've been intermingling, but I'm saying as a government. So I think Palestinians need their own little nation and let Israel keep their own little thing, but keep them separate. Ray said they have old money. Yes, they do. They got money when they brought them from Germany. We didn't get nothing. They paid the folks. They paid the slave masters, man. That's crazy, Ray. You brought that up. Ray, you been drinking your water for the day? Staying hydrated? You been drinking that H2O or whatever you drink? Madeline, hey, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you, Madeline. How you doing today? I hope you're having a good day. Ray said, yes, sir. Water every day. Dr. J is welcoming Madeline, saying, hey. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Madeline said, whoa, what's going on? Ain't nothing going on over here but love, man. It's nothing but love. We talked about several different things. We started off with Trump had pardoned a sheriff. Trump is big on that, what do you call it, fraud and waste. You know how they cut the jobs and all that. But Trump just pardoned this sheriff. And guess what he was convicted of? Fraud and bribery. Don't that sound hypocritical? And then another thing, one of the administrators tweeted, no MAGA left behind. See, this particular sheriff is a big supporter of Trump, and Trump like, I'm gonna get you out. But they act like they're concerned about fraud and waste, but they pardon this individual. That sounds hypocritical to me. Madeline said, this is unreal. Yeah, it's unreal. Also, another topic we're talking about the people who escaped from the jail. We know the New Orleans thing. I'm gonna share about that. But also in Arkansas, a sheriff escaped. He walked out the prison with a uniform on. So either he stole the uniform, somebody gave it to him, but he walked out. He's an older guy, but he's facing like 30 years for, I forget the crime, and I don't want to just say anything, but he walked out. And like some of the people in the comments said, this man, it should be considered armed and dangerous. Because guess what? He's not trying to go back to jail. He is not trying to go back to jail. Another thing, Madeline, I know you're familiar with the escape in New Orleans, the 10 jokers that ran. I know you saw them run out to jail, all 10 of them at one time. Well, they caught 8 of them so far. They still got 2 on the loose. My concern initially was I hope that they didn't hurt nobody, but they got to get them last 2 individuals. Ray Ray said, my son, that Ray Ray says my son plays lacrosse in New England Prep League. Okay. The private K-12 schools have better campuses than community colleges. Woo! I don't think taking the tax exemption from Harvard will stop that show. It won't stop the show, but now I'm telling you, he done went as far as he just sucked the how you sick a dog. He sucked the IRS on them and try to get their tax exempt taken. So that's another thing he's trying to do. But in this big beautiful bill, right? In the big beautiful bill, which I call a nightmare, it will give Trump's administration the authority to take exempt status if they have concerns about any organization. I don't think they need that power. That power needs to stay with the IRS. Ray Ray, I need to research that, the lacrosse, but I can see it up in New England. I can see that. You said that private school, their campuses is better than some community colleges. I bet it was. I bet it is. I would like to see that. Kalman said this probably won't stop Harvard, but the fact he can just take away funding like that is horrifying. Not only that, his other attack is he want to take away international students. So he want to hit them left and right. He ain't playing fair at all. He trying to say, is what he call it, an international threat or something like that. So he trying to prevent Harvard from being able to enroll international students and foreign students. Brewer said, I do think we need to educate Americans before the foreigners. We can all be educated together. And I know what you're saying, but our education is not pushing foreigners out and vice versa. Foreigners' education is not pushing Americans out. It's room for not all of us. It's room for all of us, though. But why would you go after this historical college or university? That shows that you think you're a king. Madeline said, I want the community to be aware, to take care and everything. Most definite, man. We got to get focused, man. We got to get focused. And I'm even talking about to your household, how you spend your money. You got to spend it wisely. You just can't spend it any kind of way. And then be selective who you spend your money with. Ray said going after the top dog. Yeah, they ain't playing fair. This administration ain't playing fair. They can lock you up and then say in the name of national security, and you'll be somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Nobody might not know where you at. This administration ain't playing fair at all, and they don't care nothing about the Constitution. They don't care nothing about Congress or none of that. Ray said the Ivies produce some of the best lawyers and doctors. That's another thing. And then the medical students too, because they do a lot of research there. So you playing with fire, man. You messing with the development of our country going after that university. That's not the only university he's going after, but that's the big one. And they mad because Harvard's standing up. Some universities had to fold to him because they need the money, and I understand that. Some universities folded, to this attack of this big bad bully. But Harvard said, nah, man, we ain't doing that. So that's where we at with that, man. And thank you for sharing that. Some of the best lawyers and doctors, man. So Kalman said, I think we should focus on educating everyone. I think the lack of education in the U.S. is what led to Trump winning. Yeah. But you can't make people go to, higher education. Some people just gonna do trade. Some people gonna stop after high school. But I like the idea. I like the idea. And also we had a lot of lies going on with certain networks. So some people were not informed. Some people are informed. They like, I still want to support Trump because I think he'd be better, for us and what we want to do. So that's another thing that went on. And then another reality is some people didn't want a woman, and they did not especially want a black woman, not running the country. They was not ready for that. Some people are still upset from Obama winning 2 times. They're like, nah, man, no. So they want some more time. They want at least 100 years to go by or whatever. They don't want to. They ain't want that to come back to back. They said y'all had Obama. First they said y'all had Clinton. Clinton was close enough to the hood. That was one of y'all presidents. And then y'all got Obama. Y'all got the real one. So they didn't want Kamala to be president. Listen, if you're just entering this Mark B's perspective, where I talk about a host of different topics, I welcome you to this live. I thank you for your continued support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We were talking about, Ray said, I disagree. I don't think there is enough room for everyone. Respect. But you're not saying kick them out, though, are you, Ray? The foreigners, you saying, because it's not like a lot of Americans are being denied access into college. Some of us not even trying to go to college. Ray said there are only so many seats in each classroom. Okay, we respect that. Calvin said, I just think we need to make public schools better and colleges cheaper. Now that's a fact. Madeline Jones said, that's right. What part? To make colleges better and cheaper? Schools and all? I think that's what you were responding to. Would Trump change the law so he can run again? If he does that, right, now you got to look at, I don't know if Barack Obama would want to run. I think he's tired of dealing with us. But now you open the door for him. But he can't just do that. That's in the Constitution. So it would be a bigger fight. I wouldn't put it past him. Bribery said, I've never seen a clip of Kamala Harris claiming to be black. Hey. Ray. She was in a sorority, a black sorority. You didn't know that? Madeline Jones, she was in a black, she was in a black sorority. Bribery said they were split on her in her case system social crisis. Okay. Dr. J said, welcome everyone to Mark B's perspective. Double tap the screen as you enter into the chat. Bribery said, if the foreigners don't want to contribute to reparations for Black Americans, why is it the foreigners' responsibility though? That's really an American responsibility. Bribery said, we accept everyone that isn't proof of anything. Bribery said, we accept everyone that isn't proof of anything. Oh, you talking about her joining a sorority, but she black. She had and she Indian too, but that shouldn't even be an issue, man. Why weren't they here prior to the 60s? You know what was going on in the 60s? And we still have some people here. Jim Crow and all that was still going on in the 60s, sir. Black folks was, because civil rights opened the door for them to come. Okay. Madeline Jones said, me. Madeline Jones, what you saying? Pay up or go home? No. What you mean by, hold on, Ray. What you mean by pay up or go home? How, pay with what? Like, what you mean pay up? You don't want foreigners going to our universities? That's what I think you're saying. Ray Ray. Ray Ray said he don't want them foreigners. Nobody's getting left out of classes because of foreigners. That has not been an issue that I'm aware of. It's I don't care what happened to anybody that doesn't care about me. We've been dealing with that in this country then for the longest, then dealing with people who don't care about us. Remember, especially my people, as African Americans, we couldn't even eat at certain counters, right? Segregated schools. We just recently started going to schools together. Was that like the 70s? Malice said, I remember a time when the United States was the melting pot. It's still supposed to be the melting pot. This is a melting pot. But there's some people that want to go back. That's why that slogan, man, it has a lot of meaning, especially to me. Make America great again. Hold on, what are you saying? Where are you trying to go back to? So Ray says, so why support people who hate my children? Yeah, we got people in this country that hate us, the regular Americans, right? We at the bottom of the totem pole, but we shouldn't inflict hate on other people because we've been hated on. So we got to be mindful and careful of that. Dr. Logic said, and college used to be free until the 60s, and it's been black people's fault that we all have to pay for college now. How dare they want education? Dr. Logic, I'm going to just say to you, thanks for sharing. Anthony said, that means giving every American a financial step up. Thank you for sharing that, Anthony. Ray said, it's not a melting pot. Proximity to whiteness gave too many people the illusion of inclusion. Okay. Madeline said, exactly. Yo. Man, I thank y'all for sharing. And this is the thing, right? Outside of Trump, because Trump, when you're in Trump's circle, he want to make sure you got to agree with him or he going to oust you. We don't all have to agree, man, but we can find common ground. Dr. J said, like, share, and subscribe to show support for the channel. Thank you, Dr. J. Thank you. And I know y'all getting value from this because I'm getting value just today. Just listening to y'all, I'm getting value from this, man. I want to thank all y'all for y'all good, positive input. As I said, Dr. J is a content creator. Make sure you check out her channel. She's an educator now. She got a wealth of information and knowledge for you. So check out her. She do lives a couple times a day. I bumped into her live today. And I'm glad I came through your live too, man. Ma'am, I'm glad I came through and was able to, indulge in a conversation with y'all for a minute. Thanks you again, Dr. J. I ain't gonna be on here much longer, man, but I appreciate y'all, man, and the input, the support. Anybody got any closing comments or thoughts before we wrap this up? Until then, I'm voting couch. What you mean, man? You gotta vote, man. Tomorrow I'm voting couch and watching these conservatives do what they are going to do. So you just giving up, Ray. You just gonna give up. Because either way, it's still gonna affect you, whatever the new laws are. Tomorrow I'm voting couch. Until then, I'm voting couch and watching these conservatives do what they're going to do. Valerie Brunson said, peace, Valerie, we appreciate you. We didn't get too excited. It was more mellow today, but thank you for stopping by. Dr. J said, Mark, I'm still waiting on Dasani and Aquafina to slide through for you. Yeah, because all this free advertisement, they need to do something. Thank you, Dr. J. That's funny. Calvin said, I appreciate the space to have an open conversation. Stay safe. You stay safe too, man. Dr. J said, good seeing you, Valerie. Man, I appreciate seeing all y'all because guess what? One day we're not going to be seen. So it's good to be seen. Madeline Jones said, what really upsets me, they talk, but no actions, but vote. Got to vote, man. I say vote. You got to vote. You know, some people be like, man, I ain't voting, man. It ain't going to make a difference. That's how some people take it, but vote. At least you use that right what people died for. Valerie said, Dr. J, blessings. Man, we thank you, Valerie, for your input and the information you gave and just being here to give support. We thank you. We appreciate you. I thank all y'all. Y'all have a great evening. I'm going to go and get something to eat before I wrap it up for the night. Dr. J said, Valerie, I'm going to go get something to eat, wrap it up before I take it under. Y'all be safe. Y'all do the same thing. Get something to eat or whatever y'all going to do. But just be safe, man. Ray Ray saying, till then, we on vacation, big bro. Be safe, Ray Ray. Be safe on your vacation. Madeline said, thank you. Madeline Jones said, thank you. Thank you, Madeline. We appreciate you. Dr. J closing out by saying, thanks for visiting Mark B's perspective. She wrote princess, but we thank you. We thank you, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Be safe, man. Anything good that was said, man, use it. If it don't apply, man, let it go by. But anything good that you heard tonight, make sure you use it. Y'all be safe. Have a good night, man. Until next time. Peace.